Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the Roundtable Oddcast. We are officially done with our trial and error, even though there's probably going to be a whole lot more trial and error as we go forth. This will be our official last live streamed version as well. From here on out, we will be exclusive to YouTube. Main reason we want to live stream this one is because of the Game Awards, and just with relative time. Like, this episode won't be up on YouTube for like a month, so yeah. I am your host, Freak, joined by my co-host all the way on the other side, Mr. Doom, and in the middle we got our bitch boy from Australia, Chrono. Say hi, guys.
Bitch boy?
Yep. So, a short message from this week's sponsor. Just like last week and the week before, Zaxby's has not gotten back to me yet. Yeah, fucking. Let me just go ask those guys. They sponsor everybody else on YouTube. But, we were talking some music stuff before this all started, so you gentlemen can continue your musical conversation, because it's beer o'clock for me.
Oh yeah, I need to get a drink too.
Hey Rabbit, look, your two favorite people are back.
Hi.
But no, what I was saying is, I'm very picky with like vocal coaches on YouTube, because half of them know what they're talking about, other half are just saying what you know. Not everything works for everyone.
There's one woman. She's a vocal coach for screaming and stuff like that. It's not Melissa Cross, but it's another chick.
Fuck! I only have 3 beers.
But
I thought I had 6.
Screams, they're those very quiet, like those sort of like really quiet fries. I'm like, no. That's not what I do.
Faking.
I do that loud shit, you know.
That's faking. That's whisper vocals.
Exactly, which like it's a good way to start because you get that sensation, but you need to amplify. You need to get that whole like sort of noise out there. But
well, like I
I'm
said,
just working on clean vocals
up,
before I even move to dirties. So
well,
it's a
like
smart
I said,
idea, sweetie.
Before we convene tonight, remind me, and I'll send you the YouTube link, because this dude actually knows his shit, and I really appreciate it, because it's rare that you get a dude that's like legitimately talking about stuff he knows about, and he breaks it down. Like I'm like, bro, I appreciate it.
Like, because I still don't know what screams I do. I can't tell you if they're fries, I can't tell you if they're gutturals or if they're false chord or whatnot. Honestly, it could change up. Maybe you could even analyze and tell me, but like, I remember back in the day, because the technique I learned from deathcore vocalists, I mean, I watched so many Phil Bozeman videos on how he screams, and then I went and got vocal coaching from CJ from Thy Art Is Murder. All deathcore people, but my screams, they're definitely not deathcore. They're definitely
back it
more
up.
in the fries.
Rewind. Could you say the word murder again?
Thy Art Is Murder.
Murder.
Murder. Is it true that down? Hey, did you get my Facebook message, by the way?
Which one?
The fucking The Rock and Kevin Hart have to guess Australian slang.
Yes, I did see that. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it yet though, because I was out and about. So,
Okay, you should watch it and let me know how many of those you get. Do you guys really call AC/DC Akadaka?
Akadaka. Akadaka.
That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
Hey, Nikki, we were just talking about you. What's up, girl?
But no, so CJ from Thy Art, like, he's not a bad dude, but he is a pompous prick sometimes. I met him, they came to tour in the States with, like, Oceana, I think, one year. I can't remember, but long story short, I saw Thy Art is right when, the Hate album came out.
Yeah, that was...
Great album, love it to death, and I was talking to him about, I just saw Cattle Decapitation probably, like, 3 weeks prior, and me and him were just shooting the shit about, you know, vocals. And he had the balls to tell me that he's like, oh, not CJ, Travis Ryan is, you know, he's okay, he's not good live. And I just looked at him like, all right, that's the last thing I need to hear from you. Travis Ryan is a fucking god.
Yeah.
I don't know any of these people.
Because the whole thing about CJ is that when, like, because he took that little hiatus, he left Thy Art for that little bit of time, and that was to work on himself, because he knew he was a trash person. When I met him, he was so down to earth, he was so chill. He was actually, there was someone, because where we were, it's a venue called the Crowbar. That's where they were playing. I couldn't actually stay for the show because I couldn't afford the show. I could only afford the lesson, and so that was disappointing. Honestly, if I just asked CJ, he would have let me in, but I had places to be. More important places than Thy Art, apparently. But he was down to earth. He was really chill bloke, and like when it came to the lessons and stuff, he was listening to everyone. He was like taking time with everyone before the show. He even cracked a joke because they started playing a riff of one of the new songs for the album that hadn't been released yet, and he just went, "These motherfuckers should not be playing this riff." And it was really fun to meet him. And like there was this dude who pulled up, and he was like, it was this I can't tell who he was, but he was like, "Oh, whose car is this?" Who was parked in his spot, and he was just like, "I'm pretty sure it's one of the strippers, mate. They're in there." And he was like, "What stripper?" And he was like, "I don't know, bro. She's in there. She's in there. You want to go talk to her? I'll bring her out. She knows me." He's like joking around and playing around and shit. And I'm like, this was great, but it was short lived. But I learned a few techniques. But again, the whole thing is that everyone teaches the same thing technique wise. The technique is always the same. It's the trills. It's like the it's all that. Everyone does the same thing. The hardest part for me was just figuring out where the hell the feeling came from. Because I was always like, is it the upper larynx? Is it in the back
Nikki,
of the throat?
we were talking about our resentment cover.
But it's funny you mentioned that, because like for me, like I never got any formal training. I kind of just picked it up as I went, and then I was like, oh shit, I can actually do these and not hurt my voice. Because there was one time I did a house show. This is like an old band I was in, and they had a really shitty PA system. Basically, you could hardly hear anything. You heard everything but the vocals. And I'm the type of person where I'm very interactive with the crowd. I'm very like, hey, you're gonna fucking move your ass. Let's go. Let's see some fucking violence here. All that kind of shit. You know, I do a lot of call outs.
Yeah.
You couldn't hear me, so I just was I was fucking taking the mic and fucking throwing it down and just screaming on the top of my own like, ah, type shit. You know, like get the fuck up, move your ass, all that shit. Yeah. And the next day, I couldn't speak whatsoever. Couldn't do fucking anything for like 2 or 3 days. It was so fucked up, and that was like the worst I've ever blown my voice out. And my buddy's like, you know, you could do all that shit without doing that. I was like, yeah, that's PA system. He's like, no, you do this regularly. If you learn how to like fucking harness your voice and do it right, and then sure enough, I just every fucking day, just after my voice healed, of course, just got better and better and better at it.
So unrelated.
Like, enough. Oh, sorry.
You're fine, because I want to come back to vocal stuff too. It's like a quick 20 tidbit. Do you guys want to see the true look and face of despair? All hope is gone. Abandonment from those you've loved around you.
Just look at you.
Yes. Or you can look at Odin getting a bath right now.
Oh.
Or
look at
to pity. Poor little kid. Yeah, they both got baths tonight, and I recorded the whole thing, so it'll be up on the Patreon tomorrow for any patrons. But I had to wrestle them for like 30 minutes. That's why we did it in the master shower, because it's like a walk-in stall thing, and I'd close the door, and they'd just like make a bolt for it and hit the door and pop it open, and I'd be like, no, back in.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that, because I just watched Dilly and Lily like last week. And I did it by myself. This is when I had the cast on.
Oh.
And so Dilly is awesome. I put him in the tub, and he'll just lay in the tub. He has no ambition to get up or help me or anything. Lily tried to get out several times, and I took a bath with her. I'm surprised my cast didn't get fucked. So.
Oh yeah, that's why I put on swim trunks, and I was like, all right, let's fucking go, boys. Let's get in here. But so.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get my next beverage because I meant to grab it beforehand. It'll be 2 seconds.
So, Chrono, are you a Bring Me the Horizon fan?
So, okay.
Okay,
it's
give me the short version, and then we can delve into the long version, because there's a segue.
Okay, Sempiternal I enjoyed. That was the first album I listened to.
Sempiternal's fucking incredible.
The album before that I loved.
There's
I
a Heaven, I've seen it.
There's a Hell something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that album. I liked That's the Spirit. I didn't hate it. A lot of people are like, oh, it's too different. I'm like, nah, I can vibe with it.
I thought it was good. Amo, I'm not too big on.
No, Amo, I can't do it. Like, I can do Mantra. Mantra is classic. The one with, freaking Cradle of Filth dude.
Danny Filth. That one's not bad. There's a couple good tracks on there. The reason I ask is, have you heard Ludens?
I love Ludens.
It's so good, right?
So good.
And which is surprising, because it takes old Bring Me and their new fucking weird shit that they're doing, and they make a really good hybrid. But, like, I'm sitting there listening, and I was like, alright, I can jam with it, and then Ollie's just like, give me a break. And I was like, are you
I
fucking
know.
kidding me? And then they put a blast beat in there too, and I was like, are you kidding me? But the main reason I asked this, Doom and I have already watched this video. We talked about it in like 2 lines through Facebook messaging. Have you watched them perform it live in Tokyo?
We literally, me and Harley, we just watched it last night together. It's fucking
Incredible, dude. Because if you watch videos of Ollie singing like 6 years ago, the fucker sucks. He is not good.
Even a little bit recently, like the Armo tour, there were a few times where he was a bit fucked there because he was trying to get helm of his screams again, which is why he sort of fucked his voice again. But now he's doing that sort of like his screams now are very different. Like that "Give Me a Break" is not his like sempiternal scream. That is a brand new sort of Fry scream that he's doing. And I dig it. I fucking dig it.
That's great.
It was funny you mentioned that because I actually, like I told you earlier, I went to go see Issues last night and I talked to Tyler Carter, which I met
You
Tyler
talked
Carter.
to Tyler Carter?
Dude, I
Yeah,
love
like
that dude.
twice. He met them when they went to see I Prevail too.
Yeah, like Tyler Carter is like
Yeah.
the most down to earth dude you can ever meet. I love him to death. Like, I'm not gay, but I will go gay for that man.
He'll accept it. I mean, he's quite.
No, he's got a fiance.
I know.
No.
I saw the whole video on the jet ski and everything. It was super cute.
So, he actually, they were kind of talking about, like, because Michael Bond from Issues was let go from Issues, their screamer, their dirty vocalist, which the reason is because apparently, again, this is what is out in the ether, he didn't want to learn how to sing, and where Tyler was learning how to scream, and everyone was doing different things in the band and all that kind of stuff. But he was even saying, you got to look at bands like Bring Me the Horizon. Ollie, for the longest time, only did that scream, well, for 2 albums at least. And then he went to a vocal coach, and apparently he was extremely tone deaf. Like, he couldn't hold a note to save his life. So it took him a while to get his voice down. And they were saying, if he can do that and make some of the best music they ever made.
Oh, yeah. Because the Sempiternal album was just. Yeah. Which is why I'm excited about starting learning vocals, just because everybody's like, you can suck and you can get good. It's just muscle. You gotta train. You gotta learn.
Like that's the biggest thing for me, because I know I can sing. I know I've got a good voice. I can match pitch with other vocalists and stuff. But again, when I lose any sort of like follow the leader, when it's just the instrumentals, or I'm trying to, because you know how I wrote those lyrics the other day, I wanted to try them out with some sort of instrumental that I found online. And I'm like, all right, here comes the chorus part. You can tell it's a chorus. I'm going to try and sing it. I'm like, holy fuck! I can't do it!
Yeah, that sounds good. That's it, boys. That's the take.
Yeah.
So it's funny you mentioned that, too, is because, like, for the longest time, like, my practice is, I don't practice a lot, but I practice a little bit every day, and I actually got away from it for a while, especially with this injury. Like, I forgot how much I used to practice. And I would practice every day going to work and coming home from work. So every day I went to work, I practiced on the way there and on the way back. So it's not a long time, but it's enough to keep your voice warm, keep it in shape.
Exactly.
And now I just started getting back into doing vocals again, like practicing. And I'm like, damn, I've been like out of shape for this long, like vocally, and it's been pissing me off. And you can ask Freak, I've been working on my clean tones a lot recently, because I know I can do my death metal tones, my gutturals, screams, all that shit. I want to improve them. There's certain things I want to learn how to do better, obviously. But my cleans, man, like, that's like been my new pride and joys, work on those.
That's why I'm just excited to do it, because, like, Chrono will tell you, I've messaged him a couple times, and I'm like, hey, I need you to do these lines for me, and send them back to me. Because I'm writing music, and I can't do the vocals, and if I could start learning how to do vocals, it'd be really cool to be able to perform my own shit. Because even back when I was in the old band, like, I would write lyrics and then have the other guy sing them. So it's cool to be able to start doing shit on my own.
The craziest part, I would just, like, when it comes to learning how to sing or do, like, death metal vocals, whatever it is, dirties, whatever, the best thing I can tell you is, and it's true when they say this, was it copying or plagiarism is the highest form of flattery?
Yeah, sincerest form of flattery or whatever, some shit like that.
Yeah. All I'm saying is find, for example, you like, what's it called a lot? 3 Days Grace.
Yes.
Sing their songs, but what I recommend doing, you can. See, that's where you're doubting yourself, and I'm not.
He's got that unique rasp, though. Like, it's not like if I was trying to do fucking Nickelback.
When I sing 3 Days Grace, I don't really try to match that rasp, because I know it's very unique to him. Like I can. The interesting thing is, if I try to do rasp, the moment I start screaming, I lose the rasp in my singing. I don't know how that breaks up. I think it's because the rasp comes from a different area from my screams, so I can't do both. But when it comes to singing like a 3 Days Grace song, I just sing it the way I would sing it, because it's the, it's the easiest way to get better. Because obviously plagiarism's good, but after the point you start to find your own sound, and it's good to start off with. Because like when I started out singing and screaming and stuff like that, A Day to Remember was my biggest influence.
Because Jeremy McKinnon's a fucking incredible vocalist.
Exactly, and like I remember, fucking ages ago, like I couldn't hit certain notes. Like there was, okay, let's just say for instance, there's a fucking song I'm trying to think of where I literally could not hit the notes to save my life. I'm like, that's way too high. I can't hit that. Now can hit them. It's a breeze. It's easy to do, and it just takes time. You don't realize like. There's always been. It's gonna get real here, just for a quick second. But like, my mum was always the type to doubt me. She was always very much like, "Oh, stick to what you know because you can't do that." And then I start getting better, and I'm like, it was sort of like a
hey, Lex,
fuck you, Mom. I can do what I want, And eventually, like, I just started to work on it. And I got better and better and better. And I was doing a vocal cover the other day for a huge, long vocal cover. It's basically like doing an entire discography, but like shortened.
Oh, I thought you just meant like Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, straight up.
Mamma mia, mamma mia,
mamma mia. But
that would actually be really fun to get like all 4 of us to do.
That would be fun. Yeah, but I don't know if any of you guys are really fans of Panic at the Disco, but it's
I like 3 or 4 of their songs.
It's basically a full cover of like 4 different songs from each album, and I just sort of like condensed it.
Is Ballad of Mona Lisa one of them?
Yes, Ballad of Mona Lisa is one of them.
Yes.
And
I love that song.
I did that, and getting towards the later stuff with Brendan Urie, where he hits those falsettos and highs, I sort of matched some of those, and I'm like, okay, you know what? If I give it a month of practicing, I could probably do that.
That's because I've been doing vocal covers for the patrons, just because obviously they're going to be more gentle in their feedback because you're paying for it. It's not like I posted it to YouTube and they're like, ha 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 ha. But 2 of them were actually like vocalists, so they're like, all right, here's what I would do. Check out these videos and try this. But one of them was just like, instead of trying to match note for note, pitch for pitch, like sing it comfortably. Like if you have to drop it an octave, drop it an octave. And eventually you'll start building up the muscles and you'll be able to match them. But like right now, get comfortable.
Well, and it's funny you mentioned that because that's, again, like I was saying before, how I did. I would listen to a song like one of my bigger influences when growing up was always Shiano. The song District of Misery, I actually practiced that from fucking sunrise to sunset. I love that song. And pretty much I wasn't that good as Adam Warren at the time, but here was my range, and slowly but steadily it got bigger.
Hey Chrono, can you say no for me?
No.
Thank you. There you go, Nikki.
But no, like it was just my range started getting bigger, and my comfortability of going to those ranges, it's just like any muscles. Like you go weightlifting. The more you weightlift a certain muscle group, you can put more weight on it, more strain on it, and you can do it better. So.
Yeah, like that's completely true. It like again, it's a muscle that you train. You train it, and it gets better. And like when I did that, that was a while ago. I did a cover because it was just as my screams were starting to get really good. I did a cover of it was Devil Wears Prada, and it was Born to Lose, and
I used to like Devil Wears, like especially with their with Roots and Branches Below album or whatever, the one that had Sassafras and Assistant. I went and saw them live when they played with the Dead to Remember and Falling in Reverse. They didn't play a single goddamn song from that album, which to me was their biggest fucking album. Like that's when they started gaining traction. How are you not gonna play one song from that album?
Well, it's because I'm sure they had a new album coming up, and of course, if you're on the undercard below the.
Oh, they were the opener.
Certain amount of time.
Yeah.
See, there's your answer. So right now they want to promote the new record. You already know they're hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still aggravated. After that, I was like,
I did that cover, and I fucked my voice. I blew my voice out because I was trying to match his scream instead of doing my own.
Yeah.
And I learnt my lesson, and then after that, my screams got better and better and better. And then the last time I did that was the Dance Gavin Dance cover I just did, because I was trying to match... Thank you. Because I was doing my own screams, and I'm like, that just doesn't sound right. It sounds wrong. There's not enough voice in it. It's too, distorted. It needs to be more, like, a bit cleaner with a lot of, like, yelling. And instead of, like, I was like, okay, I recently tried to do a cover of, I think it was actually, Shadow Moses, Bring Me Horizon.
Okay, well, don't do that, because we're going to joint cover that.
Yeah. Well, it was just to test out, because I'm like, hey, I can actually do the screams, because the screams are more like a distorted yell sort of thing at that point. Yeah. And I was like, hey, I can fucking do that. It's the very same technique, but higher. And my voice, I was like, holy fuck, I nearly died. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm starting to remember things now. I nearly finished off an Architect's cover. I nearly matched it. It was, I wonder if I can actually find it, because it was sounding fucking good. It was Naysayer. Yeah. It was fucking Naysayer. And I was nailing it, but when he was hitting some of those higher, like, scream notes, because, again, his are very much like the yelly sort of screaming sort of notes. Yeah. So I sort of had that technique down, and when I did the Dance Gavin Dance, because I had to jump out of my vocal range a little bit, it just sort of killed my voice. And because my voice died out the first day, and I'm like, all right, I'll take a break. And then I was like, okay, I'll come back to it in a couple of days. The very next day, I was like, fuck it! I'm finishing it!
I just want to say,
I jumped back in.
There are so many songs out there that use just, fuck as, like, then the breakdown hits.
Yeah.
I love Sempiternals. Like, the way Ollie just nails fuck, and it's like, I was like, yes! Yes! Yep. Fuck me! I mean, wait, what?
Like, that's actually me with Naysayer, because, like, when he's... you guys heard the song, right?
Yeah. I haven't heard Naysayer. I just started listening to Architects because I found out about the twin brothers and one dying from cancer. I saw them play Gone with the Wind live, and they all started, like, crying. And it was real emotional, and I was like, I dig the heart from these guys. And then Jared Dines compared their song Doomsday to Low by Wage War, which we all know I fucking love. So I was like, I've got to go listen to Doomsday now. And I was like, these guys are not bad, so I'm going to start listening to them.
Doomsday is good, but Naysayer has one of my most favorite breakdowns ever.
Yes.
Where it's like, you can't stop me giving a fuck. And then it goes, black. It's so fucking sick. And I remember doing that cover, because I didn't finish it, because I just couldn't, my voice couldn't handle it. But when I did that breakdown, I think I came, like, a little bit. Because I listened, like, I did it, and I was like, ooh, is that it? And then I played it back, and I was like, ah!
I mean, that's how I felt when I just started learning Low by Wage War a few weeks ago, and I was sending Doom constant videos of me just doing this shit. And I finally got the fucking second breakdown, because they put 2 goddamn breakdowns in it, of course. But the really fucking, just the groovy one. The sexy one that gets you, like, quarter chub. Once I hit it, and, like, I got the pick rake and the squeals and everything, I was like, I did it. I did it, Dad.
And it's funny you mentioned that, because, like, just like, when you came a little, all that, doing that, the vocal cover. It's funny. Do you know who Shadow of Intent is?
I can't say I do.
It's gonna kill me, because then... I know you don't, but alright, well, backstory of this band, they're a technical death metal band, or a technical deathcore band, but they're called Shadow of Intent, but 95% of their songs are all about Halo, like Shadow of Intent. So, so pretty much two of their
like
albums
Breaking Ben.
But, yeah, just like on a whole, like...
Instead of one
I thought you were about to say,
60
but
out.
good, and I was about to be like, come on.
No, I love Breaking Ben, that's why I didn't say it. So, but no, like, there's a single part in, I think the name of the song is Heretic Prevails?
You're making me want to play Halo, dude. Speaking of which, Master Chief Collection out on PC.
But,
continue.
No, he does this part in Heretic Prevails where literally he does 6 to 7 different vocal styles in a short span, and it's his cadence and how he does it. And the first time I ever heard it, I was like, holy fuck, this dude is on another fucking level. So for the longest time, for like 2 or 3 weeks, I was like, I'm gonna get this, and I was always right there, but I would fuck it up a little bit. I'm like, nope, gotta do it again, do it again, and by the time I nailed it, and now I can do it like that. When I did it the first time, I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
I am amazing!
So I actually have an idea. Now, it depends on how well it goes over. Because like I have the inspiration. Like I can't write songs about politics or anything like that. I craft a story and then write around that because it's easier to do that for me than to be like, oh my god, I hate my prime minister. Let's write a song about it. Or the world is dying. We know, Parkway. You've done it plenty of times. But
Nice.
but I had an idea because I wanted to write a song and it be like a really fucking heavy song about Silent Hill.
Yes, please. Oh my god, I'm in. I'm
Okay.
I'm your guy.
Hey, you already
I
asked me
was-
because my
You
big
know that
plan.
really fuck-
Continue, and then
Oh,
I'll.
sorry. I was gonna say, you know that really fucked up like theme it has where it's like dum, 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 dum.
Yes. Come on.
Make that a fucking breakdown. Make that a fucking breakdown. And I wanna like I've
Oh.
written some lyrics
I
for a
could figure it
chorus
out.
and stuff like that. And honestly, if we could like make that, honestly, just us three, let's do that. We'll make a song,
So
try and
fucking
program
down.
drums, and we'll have you doing like some deathcore sort of fucking heavy shit, and we'll just make some really fucking dark shit because a Silent Hill song has been in my mind since I started screaming because I'm like, it's a perfect opportunity.
Doom asked me about it like 2 weeks ago because one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Now the difference is I would have to make an exception for you two since neither of you stream on Twitch. Is that once I got the music production shit and once I actually got good and figured it out, I wanted to do like a Twitch collaboration album, very similar to what Ice Nine Kills did with the Silver Scream. But I would have all the different tracks be about different video games, and I would have different Twitch singers come do vocals on it. Evo Saint's a metal vocalist, Rocket Sage is incredible at doing acoustic stuff. And so Doom was like, I want to get in on that. I want to get in on that Silent Hill song.
Yeah.
And I was like, who
Yeah.
said there's a Silent Hill song? He's like, I really want to
I
get
fucking-
in on that Silent Hill song.
I said,
Well-
said it. And I even said, I was like, dude, let me write the breakdown though.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Like, we'll do that one breakdown, but I'm very adamant that I want to do a standalone breakdown for it, just because in my old band, the band that actually played with other touring bands,
I'm into it, get good. I'm trying, Lex.
I pretty much wrote, I want to say like 80% of our breakdowns. For some reason, I cannot do a lead to save my life. I'm getting better, but it's funny as shit. I can write breakdowns like no one's fucking business. And like weird timing signatures, all that kind of stuff. But literally, give me a guitar, you want a breakdown, give me about 15, 20 minutes, I got you.
I want that crazy sort of sound that they have, weird time signatures for the most fucked up and dirtiest breakdown you can ever imagine in your life. Like, I don't want it to, because like, bleh is great. I love bleh. I love doing bleh. Bleh. I love doing my bleh. But for this breakdown, it's got to be like a line that is like, it hits you. You're like, fuck me, I played that.
Well, that's
And
why I
then
had you do
fucking
the
hits.
a man chooses a slave obeys line for the
Yeah.
fucking BioShock breakdown that I was writing. Because I want to do it. What I loved about how, going back to Ice Nine Kills, how they wrote both Every Trick in the Book and The Silver Scream is that you know what they're writing about, but they're not directly saying like, hi, my name's Jason, I'm going to stab you in the back with an axe.
Yeah,
like, it's
Exactly.
very heavily referenced.
Well,
Yeah.
it was funny that you were talking about that, because I remember when I first listened to that album, and me and you were talking about lyrically, and alright, so my thing is, I'm not crazy about campiness in when it comes to vocals. Like, I get it. Like, when it comes to, like, writing, I should say, not vocal. To me, like, it was too on the nose with their lyrics. Like, granted, you knew what they were singing about, you knew what the whole thing was based around. But then the more and more I listened to it, it's like, well, wait a minute. Almost all of these fucking movies are campy in themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's
the
the
horror
point, yeah.
tropes alone, and so it's like, you know what? I think I just missed like that whole point, and I was like, all right, you know what? Now
You
I
also-
really enjoy
Because
it.
I remember I missed the line in It Is the End where they were talking about just like Georgie, it's all out of
George's
hand.
arm.
But
Yeah.
then I had to explain to you too that the whole breakdown of Rocking the Boat was literally just the Jaws theme.
Well, that's
It
because I
is,
didn't
yeah.
listen to the whole song.
Because when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I like it. It's so simple. It's so
It's the same
simple.
with me. But the favorite part for me is the Jig Is Up. I love that breakdown because it's literally the Saw theme.
Oh yeah, the
So
the
fun.
breakdown of the Jig Is Up is incredible, and I just love the drum work on the Jig Is Up. It's so
It's so
so clean, very technical, well done. Like it's
groovy.
a
It's
great
groovy.
track.
Oh,
And I feel
also,
so
wanna know
bad for
what
most
that-
of chat and everybody else on YouTube that does not listen to any of our music, and they're like, "I like Selena Gomez."
Ariana
should
Grande.
I'm gonna go get a drink, but we should probably get into the gaming stuff so people don't.
Yeah, it's been
About
35
45
minutes of music.
I'll be back.
Granted,
Right,
we're all
shit.
we're all avid musicians. We're gonna start bringing a lot of music content to the channel. Talking music is completely viable, and to top that off, it's my channel and podcast. So fuck you, I do what I want.
Oh, so it's not ours. It's just yours.
No! I'm just kidding. I love you. It's Doom's too. And technically, it's 33% Kiwis because she came up with the name.
Whoa, hold on a minute. We gotta break down the rate. 33. Fuck, Kiwi, I love you, but come on now.
I mean, I'm just
33.
saying.
But no, I mean, I just recently I've been like getting so much back into music, like just more avid about music. I've been playing guitar almost every day.
I've been trying to like learn a new song every day, or at least focus on parts of a song. Cause like I'm working on that Bullet song, and I'm still working on the solo and shit. But
well, I'm not gonna what's it called? Like get that good or anything like that. It's just more along the lines of like I found my passion again.
Right.
I just need to find other people that want to play music with me and do that, because my thing is when I go back to work, my work schedule is going to be very hard to juggle everything. But I mean, I've got so much stuff written. Dude, come on, I can easily go into my backlog and get shit done.
Chrono, show me that bottle.
It's a Stella Rosa.
No,
Stella
did
Artois.
you say Stella Rosa? What the fuck? Lower it down a
Sorry,
little bit.
we've got a restaurant here.
Is that silver?
Yeah.
Oh, see, over here it's white. It's wrapped in white, like it's not a silver top. It's a white paper.
Oh no. Yeah, no, it's well, it's paper, but it's silver. Yeah, it's like if you.
Oh,
look
that's
there,
fancy.
Yeah. Sorry, I said Stella Rosa because we got a restaurant called Stella Rosa, so I mix them both up.
But yeah, no, Doom. It'd be a lot easier to do, like, with me and Chrono, because you could just record it, and as we all have time, be able to add to it instead of driving, I don't know, 6 hours one way and then flying 14 hours another way.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
And like I said prior, for me, it's always been, like right now, especially now, I plan on having a PC by, the beginning of this upcoming year. But due to the injury, medical bills, everything just didn't fall the way it was supposed to. Because now what I want to use that money towards, it has to get pushed back. Long story short, I was going to propose to my girlfriend.
No.
I hope to God Laura doesn't she doesn't watch our fucking YouTube.
No, and she already knew about it. Like, I had to have a conversation. When I first went to the doctor, I brought the money with me because I knew I was going to have to pay money out of pocket, and I just didn't have enough money. So I had a whole fucking wad of cash in my pocket, and she's like, where the fuck did you get that from? It's like, we'll talk about this later. Hold that thought, we'll talk about this later. And so later on, she's like, is that what it's for? I'm like, she started crying. She started crying to me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but, I didn't expect to break my fucking leg. But,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But like I said, I was going to use that to have a PC by the end of this year and at least do some vocal covers. But,
Sorry, I'm singing in my head because I'm just thinking, if you like it, then you should have put a cast on it.
Wow.
It's really sour. I'm sorry.
All right,
So
gaming news.
Xbox needs to fire whoever the fuck names their consoles.
I know. Fuck me. Why?
What the fuck? Okay,
Xbox...
I thought the Xbox One was the dumbest name ever when they announced it. And actually, it's not.
Hold my beer!
I love it. Because it's your all-in-one entertainment system. I see what they were going for. It's simple marketing, sleek. I liked it. I was really rooting for the Xbox 2. Even though it would have been the Xbox 4. But...
Or just the Xbox.
Yeah, because the Xbox Series X, to me, does not sound like a new next-gen console. It sounds like the Xbox One X Slim Edition. Like another fucking one.
Like, when I saw the reveal of it, I'm like, they could have called this the Xbox Monolith. Like, that would have been a cool name for it. Because it looks like a fucking monolith from, like...
It looks like a goddamn modem.
That's me and him were talking. It looks like a fucking modem, dude.
But I'm excited about the verticality of it instead of,
It's a computer tower.
I'll be able to just put it on my desk.
And have you guys looked up the specs on it by any chance?
Yeah, I was reading that right before we started. It and the PlayStation 5 are practically identical consoles.
No, they're not.
So it's really up to...
No, they're not. Then you clearly didn't look at... You looked at the wrong things. The PS5... Dude, the graphical fidelity in the PS5 is so much lower. They even said
Oh.
PlayStation 5 for the most part is that it's not going to be a true upgrade. It's so underpowered compared to the new Xbox. Like right now, what Xbox is doing, they have their own specific chipset that's off the Ryzen, I guess, structure. So it's basically
they built a whole new chip.
Yeah, it's going to support 8K. Even the PS5, they're not going to support 8K.
And it's going to support ray tracing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it looks great. I'm excited about it. Fuck, I just had something to say and I forgot. The fact that supposedly, and I've only seen this from that video you sent me. I haven't seen it anywhere else online. It's supposed to be able to play all Xbox original 360 and One games.
Yep, it's bringing your whole back catalog with you. They say, what's it called?
And a lot of people are pissed off that it still has a disc tray.
Which, to me, me and you are old school on that. Like, I still prefer physical media.
I don't think a console should ever get rid of a disc tray.
No, it's really dumb. Like, I hated it when everyone was like, oh, you know, let's change it so it's just digital only. Because that's so dumb. Like, some people can't do it. Or, you know, what the fuck happened to collections? What happened to collections of games? Like, that was the best thing. You know, growing up, you had stacks of games that you could look through. And it's like, oh, I'm just going to look through my library on my fucking PlayStation, on my television. It's like...
I mean, my whole fucking room is a collection of games. But I do have, like, 300 more digitally on my Xbox One.
Which is true. Like, I get digitally on PC because, well, most fucking computers don't have disc trays anymore.
I had to purchase an external one to download Fallout.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, that's why I understand it for PC. But for consoles, you know, keep physical media and bring back couch co-op.
100%. Couch co-op needs to make a huge resurgence. And everybody's like, well, the graphic fidelity is just too much for it to, like, split it into 4 screen. No, the fuck, it's not.
It's 2020, fuck you, if we can do it. 2002, we can do it now!
It's developers being lazy as shit.
And they don't see a what's it called?
A market for it.
Payday.
Yeah, they're just like, there's no point. And I'm like, okay, you gotta factor in that a whole bunch of the, like, Nintendo 64 and PS1 era kids that grew up with couch co-op are now entering that point in their lives where a lot of them are going to have younger children, and couch co-op could come back so easily. And on top of that, nights like when I went down to Doom's house and got trashed.
Yeah, Nintendo do it. Nintendo still do couch co-op.
Nintendo's the king of couch co-op.
I know to a degree, like, people are like, oh, you know, but no one really, like, if you're a hardcore gamer, you're a pussy if you get a Nintendo. But it's like...
Dude, Nintendo's great!
Something, right? Nintendo's fucking awesome. I can get behind... I've never been, like, a hardcore sort of gamer. Like, you know, I'm not like a, fuck yeah, got my FPS going and I'm fucking sick, bro. I waste all my time, you know, playing...
I'm not that person.
Oh, well, fuck you. I feel personally assaulted.
I prefer playing, like, platformer games and stuff like that, and... You know, I can get behind, you know, some Rayman. I can get behind some Mario. I can get behind some Sonic. You know, I like, you know, single-player experiences and co-op experiences. I honestly don't play online as much as I do. Like, the only time I'm probably going to play online is when I eventually get the Halo Reach on Steam. Because I love Halo Reach. But I hate what they're doing with that fucking, the Battle Pass or whatever, similar thing.
I haven't paid attention to it at all, because I already have Master Chief Collection on my Xbox One.
Yep.
And I have 1,000 other games I gotta play to even justify getting the Master Chief Collection again on PC, because I haven't finished the Master Chief Collection on my Xbox One. It's part of my backlog. And I'm just like, do I want to just double down and have 2 of the same fucking game on my backlog taunting me?
It's like, do you want it 4K or do you want it 4K upscale?
Well, here's the question. Can we at least go at least one podcast without you actually saying your backlog?
No, because actually you guys mentioned the backlog first before I did. So...
Just saying, like, every fucking time, oh, it's in the backlog! It's in the backlog!
You want to bust out fucking Pip Boys? Because I can go grab mine.
Yeah. Do you want to bring out my fucking helmet?
Bring out the helmet, bring out the Pip Boys! Let's go back to fucking Fallout! Let's do it.
That requires me to undo my headphones. Yeah. But we have a question from chat. Since you guys are in social media, well, you say you guys, very loosely, Doom isn't on social media. And
I am, but I'm not.
Chrono is just kind of here and there. He flutters around, so.
Yeah, like, I try to get some voice acting stuff out, but, you know, sometimes...
What do you guys hate about it? What do you love about it?
I can answer this. I can answer this.
All right, go for it.
All right. So first things first, I just want to say I really do not like social media as a whole. I'm only on it for a couple reasons. One, the only one I think I actually do somewhat enjoy is Instagram, which I have my personal Instagram, but I don't even post on that really that much anymore. I hate Facebook because of it's just pure, it's a cesspool. And
It's
everyone
political drama.
It's political drama. Everyone knows everything. You can't have different opinions. You can't speak your mind. I'm not about that. I'd rather have a conversation with someone. Everyone's a keyboard warrior nowadays. No one's willing to have a conversation to your face, and that's a big issue with me. I'm very upfront. The only reason why I even have a Facebook is because my girlfriend, Laura, she wants it to be on her profile that we're together. And because when her and I met, like literally, I didn't have a Facebook for like a year, and then she made me do it once we started dating. I used to post on the Gamers the Round Table Instagram. Still haven't got back on that train because I don't touch it that much. I apologize, Freak. I'll get back to it. I see the look. I apologize.
That's the same with me and YouTube.
Yes! When I brought this fucker on board, when I chose Chrono to fill the 4th slot, he messaged me. I could pull up the messages too. I screenshotted them because I was hyped. I was like, everybody, look. No, this is how you survive in the day of social media. You have the proof to back you up for when everybody's like, you said this. No. So, Chrono was like, yeah, man, I'm so excited to be a part of the Gamers of the Round Table. I'm going to upload 2 videos a week. Fuck yeah, bro. Go. You do you. Let's take a look at Chrono's YouTube since he has joined the channel 6 months ago.
Has it been 6 months? I thought it was longer.
It's been it's been way longer.
No, it
I was
hasn't.
gonna say.
Hold up, I can find
No,
out.
it wasn't mid-year. I remember because it would have been mid-year. Sorry. Yeah, would have been mid-year. It's like
I'm about
the
to
whole
find
thing
out.
I couldn't find my niche. Like, you know how you like upload anything you want. I was like, okay, I want to do top 10s, and then I started doing the top 10s. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Literally hasn't done a single top 10 yet.
Yeah, I made up all the stuff for it, but like, you know, when I found my sort of
6
little
months
spot,
ago.
I was like, I did the I've never played sort of series where I just played games I'd never played, and it wasn't going over. Like, it wasn't really getting many views, and I'm like, all right, fuck, I'll try something else. And like,
June
anytime I
7th.
tried something new, I was like, oh fuck, okay, nothing's working. And then because of the Resident Evil 3 remake coming out, I decided I'm gonna do a playthrough of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And currently
my guy.
I'm trying to render it, and it's gonna take 12 hours, isn't it?
But here's the thing, even though, like, your fucking I've never played videos aren't getting as many views, fucking do them anyways. They're fun, they're cool to watch, and guess what? Down the road, if we get more subs, people will eventually watch them. Have the content there.
Like,
Finish a top 10 instead of bailing out.
The song covers are coming up. Like, any vocal cover I do, any song covers we do, you know.
Oh,
that's
those are
going
fun.
up there. So that's something. Because I mean, like, whatever I do today when we finish the podcast, whatever song that is, that'll go up. And then yeah, I've already planned 4 parts of the video so far of Resident Evil Nemesis, which basically I'm gonna record them all in one hit and just sort of upload them every second day, just so that way we're sort of patting out that time that, you know, videos can't go up. And like after that, I was honestly thinking of doing a playthrough of Resident Evil 7 in fully VR.
Oh fuck.
Just because that would be good. Face cam and everything. Like, I've got face cam for the Resident Evil Nemesis. I'm going full out. Like, I can take a photo of what it looks like, and you can see, okay, he's putting effort into it. Because, like, I literally, one of my top 10s, I got to number 1. I was nearly done. And I was like, oh, great. It was something, because every time I make a video, for some reason, the context in the video ends up being outdated by the time I'm finished. Like, I actually had a video which I nearly finished again. It was me talking about the new Grudge movie, and I was talking about a trailer specifically. And then a new trailer dropped, and I'm like, do I have to talk about this one? Can I
Just fucking upload something! Anyways, back to Doom, because your social media rant. I got off topic because fucking Chrono!
But, so, basically to sum it all up, to me, it's people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos, but like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertwined in each other's lives through social media, as opposed to living your own life. And I think that's the biggest issue. Like, people get so intertw I just think that it'd be better off for people to actually live your life. I don't care what fucking Sally Sue or Joe Schmo is doing. I really don't. I want to live my life, and it's lame to me. The only reason why I had it for the longest time is for band promotion and music. Like, I was the only one that would promote my band's music, shows coming up, all that kind of stuff. Other than that, like I said, Instagram's the only one that I get on for the...
Yeah. Well, same concept, just different practice. Now you're just promoting the fucking YouTube channel.
For me,
Yeah,
like,
I'll promote it when I'm on it.
Been trying, boy. You're in a lot of them.
Well, I'm sorry. When I get a PC and I can make my own... Anyone, if you guys want to start a GoFundMe for Doom's PC for excellent Tier 1 content, you know what to do. Just buy me one, please.
So, my stance on social media, I hate Facebook. I use it just because, well, I used to use it a lot more, but when I got into a relationship, I tended to only really scroll through. I never posted stuff. I rarely share things. Occasionally, I've got a lot of meme pages on there, but I'm actually trying to swap over to Twitter because,
Twitter.
I've actually found a lot of voice acting sort of stuff through Twitter, and like I found like community members, I found friends on there. Twitter's been like probably one of the best social media experiences I've had.
I met you on Twitter.
Stay away from...
I met you on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's how we started.
Was it Twitter? No.
No, it was Twitter. No, I found you because I was going through like the Twitch streamers fucking hashtag, just looking for people to like talk to when I was starting out, and you had just started, and I was like, hi, and you were like.
And then,
g'day.
Look where we are now. G'day. But yeah, no, g'day, mate. Twitch really, Twitter, fuck me. Twitter really sort of was what sort of got me sort of happy with things, because like I've done casting calls for projects and stuff, and I've gotten people through there. I used to do Instagram.
Wait a minute. Do you mean the casting calls where he takes you into that back room with the leather? Is that the casting call you're...
The leather couch, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've seen you. That's where I know you from.
No, straight up, I do casting calls.
When he was wearing those short shorts the other week, I thought I recognized a little bit of his thigh. I was like, okay, I get it now.
They were calling him the Thunder from Down Under.
Yeah. Is anybody ever listening to this? Chrono's just dancing around like a fucking idiot right now.
Well,
when are we gonna put this up on like SoundCloud and Spotify and get the audio versions?
Once it actually starts getting traction. So, you know, once you start uploading content to bring in more subs, then,
damn.
That's when.
No fucking chill.
But like, I sent the photo. See, like that's what I'm working on. See, it looks cool. It's got like my face. It's got the stuff there. I've got it.
What are we looking at?
Good. It's in the Discord chat.
Okay, yeah, see. I like it. I dig it. I'm picking up what you're throwing down, kiddo.
All I have to do is render it.
Well, that's what you start doing when we get off this podcast.
Yeah. Definitely.
See, Freak thinks he has all the answers. You hear this? Freak thinks he has all the... This is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're gonna do.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is the meaning of the universe, Freak?
43.
Ah!
Excuse me.
How dare you reference?
Excuse me. 42. It's 42.
It's 42.
Yeah. 42. And I don't think anybody in chat's gonna get that reference. But I
know
love just randomly throwing that out. Doom, did you get it? Because you're shaking your head no. Aw, sad face. It's
I'm sure you told me, but...
It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Shit, man,
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah. The supercomputer takes like 500 million years to process what is the meaning of life, the universe, and everything. And the answer is 42. Just...
Okay.
I don't know why I love that. It's so stupid.
So I haven't caught up with the gaming awards yet. I heard that
Sekiro won Game of the Year, bitches!
Yeah, I heard that. I should actually probably go through it and have a look now. If that's what we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, we should probably talk about games an hour in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the game is...
Also, Lex, to answer your question, I like social media for promotion, meeting friends. I hate social media for all the same reasons they said. It's a toxic
Yeah, but you're on it more than I am. Like,
because...
I watch you. You post, you shit post
No, I share a lot of memes because I'm just scrolling and I'm bored at 3 a.m. and I can't fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Or I'm promoting the channel.
I will say this, the only thing I do miss about social media before we start getting into like Sekiro and all that kind of stuff, and this is just like me being like, oh, the good old days, was when I did have a band that was touring occasionally and all that kind of stuff. I do miss, you know, interacting with people, like anyone that saw our show and like, dude, your set was great, or hey, can we book a show with you? I enjoyed those type of interactions because they were positive for the most part, and I also enjoyed talking to other musicians and having good discussions. But you can't do that anymore.
No, it's so hard to do that.
Like the music scene where I'm at now is basically, if you're not in this little ball of a music scene in this style, you're shunned away from the music scene essentially, and you can't, like, it's only this type of music, and it's just, you go online and like check out all the people that are in the scene, and they talk about, oh, the music scene is thriving. I'm like, yeah, that's funny, because like 5 years ago there were about triple the amount of bands and the diversity was all. Now I can just listen to this one style of music. You guys rule.
Yeah, no, down there it's gotten bad.
Like, I feel like in a general sense too, like, to get into the music scene, you've really got to conform to what's popular at the time, because of the fact that you won't break through unless you're like, I mean, one of the biggest examples for me is I Prevail, because they did their fucking Taylor Swift cover, because song covers were the fucking thing, and then they got it, and then they started doing their own shit.
See, I would argue that, and here's why I argue that, because I Prevail, and I've told Freak this numerous times, to me they remind me of a Day to Remember diet. You know,
Yep.
They're like Diet Coke to me.
They're in a Day to Remember.
But they're the
Yeah.
closest thing you're gonna get to a Day to Remember without actually being a Day to Remember. And
100%.
I only like a couple of their songs. To me, they're just okay. They got popular with their covers, and now it's just like, oh, they're so good. I'm like
I don't love them. Like,
I do love them. I still love them, but they are pretty much a Day to Remember.
Yeah, they're a copy and paste.
Yeah.
And hey, that's your thing. I get it. It's just, to me, I would rather listen to the actual band that you're somewhat mimicking.
The band that does it with one vocalist instead of needing two. I will say though, I do fucking love Eric from A Day to Remember.
Is Eric the
dirty vocalist?
Dude, all I'm saying is, they came out and opened with Bow Down, and I was very, I didn't know how his voice would be live, like if he could withstand that tone, because he's got a very forceful tone. Like, there's a lot of ass behind it, and I want to see if he can like hold this up live for an entire set. Dude, he came out with Bow Down, and I don't know about you guys, but like for me vocally, if I don't warm up the specific way, the first song or so, like I gotta like get into it. And he came out with Bow Down. I was like, get on your knees and bow down. I was like, oh, all right, that dude's fucking on point. So I give
Did they play Gasoline when you saw them?
Yeah, but that was like near the tail end of their set.
How was it though? Because I mean, that's a very
they were
strenuous, enduring song on his part.
They were spot on. I'll tell you this, and like out of that entire band, you said his name was Eric?
Eric's the Dirty, yeah.
Yeah, he actually was the one I was like focused on the most. But yeah, they were really good live. They put on a fun show. So
I just decided I'm doing a cover of Bow Down. Sorry.
Well, you gotta wait because I'm learning that one right now.
Yeah, see, look, this is what he does. It's gonna be in the back catalog, just like his fucking games. He's gonna have a music back catalog. Bitch.
Okay.
No, it's in the back catalog. I'm gonna do.
All right. I'm gonna send you the full list of songs that I want to do a joint cover of you with, and you just gotta wait.
Well, I'm gonna do my shit. I'm gonna do it, and I'll just wait for you to send your guitar part, and I'll just chuck it on top. Because I found a perfect instrumental here. I actually did want to talk about, like, because I was talking about, like, how, like, bands have to conform or whatnot, or make themselves known before they do their own shit. Best example, in my opinion, is Attila. I hate Attila to my very core.
Really?
And then they released the Villain album this year with Toxic. I don't know if you've heard it. It's fucking sick. It opens with like a Down with the Sickness sort of line. Honestly, check it out right now. Like, I know we're in a podcast, but
I'm not gonna check it out right now.
Yeah, I'll after the podcast, I'll take a look into it, because here's why. Because it's like from our neck of the those guys, and apparently they're all cool. Just what I've heard. But I remember Attila when Franz was on MTV Made, and they were getting big that way.
Yeah. But
And,
now, like, like this song that came out, it's called Toxic, and it opens with like a blah. It's really like weird, but it's fucking heavy. It's not even a blah. It's like a rap sort of sound. It's really interesting, but it's one of my favorite songs at the moment, and it's because it's like Franz made a name for himself for being a prick and being a bit of like a pain in the ass and stuff like that.
A fucking
but
edgelord.
he did it on purpose because it got him notoriety, and then they made some good shit, and that's like this.
So he's Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Or Frank Palmieri.
So I would really recommend it, like, cause like the breakdown, it makes you just fucking like get like the neck in there. You do like the goose neck. It's
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. Your camera actually froze right at the perfect time. So. But
yeah.
So the Game Awards.
Yes, Game Awards. It only took us like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
do it.
I'm really happy that Sekiro won. I thought Sekiro was an absolutely incredible game. It's one of the few games that didn't stay on the backlog. Like, I bought it, I played it, I beat it, and I grinded it out. Like, I put about 40 hours into it. Like, there's so many extra bosses, and everybody's mad because they're like, it's just Dark Souls reskinned.
It's not.
But better. Like, they redid the
one
combat.
Of their early games.
Yeah, they redid the combat. It has a fucking story. The world is much smaller, even though it's bigger. That makes no sense, but you're pretty much just in the castle grounds, and there's just so much in there between the caverns and the valley.
A smaller area.
Yeah. And honestly, like, when I heard that Sekiro won, I was like, fuck yeah, they did. I'm happy for it. I don't know if I would say it's my game of 2019, because I don't know what my game of 2019 was, but I'm not mad that Sekiro won.
Yeah, neither am I.
Yeah, it definitely deserved it. It honestly was quite good. I'm trying to think.
I mean, because it went up against The Outer Worlds,
Death Stranding,
Disco
Elysium,
which won the most awards out of the whole show.
Yeah.
It walked away with 4 awards, which got me to look into it, and now I'm intrigued to play it someday and add it to my backlog.
Always with that fucking backlog.
Red Dead Redemption won Best Audio.
No, did it?
Yeah.
It said
Wait,
here
how
best
did-
audio design was Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Well, no,
How
there was
did that...
one that was like Best Audio Design, and then there was one that was like Best. There's another audio award that's not soundtrack.
But Red Dead was last year.
Yeah, it was too.
You're right. I was looking
Are
at
you
the wrong
here?
fucking thing. They were telling me what last year was.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, Call of Duty won it this year. Red Dead won it last year. I keep forgetting Red Dead was October of last year. I still haven't finished that fucking game either.
You need to do better on that, because that game is fucking outstanding.
I haven't finished God of War yet, dude.
It's because you fucking suck. It's in the back catalog.
I'm busy, okay?
Dude, you are no more busy than I am.
Fucking start making videos for the channel, and then I'll start playing the games that you want me to finish.
Then buy me a fucking PC, you twat.
Work on it!
Motherfucker, I got bills to pay.
So do I! We've both been in the hospital way too many times!
Well, no, I've only been in once. You've been in like it's going out of style, you fucking...
Right?
taxi. Oh, this is not even a fight.
I'm bored today. What am I gonna do? Yeah, let's go to the hospital. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, good to see you again. Yep. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, just go ahead and have my regular ready.
It was my asshole. My asshole's on fire. Appreciate it. No,
Yep.
not the hand, the ass.
Yep. But yeah, Call of Duty won Best Audio, which...
That game did sound amazing.
It was. I think it deserved it because the amount of effort that they did put into it to make it as accurate as
It was a
possible.
good year for Call of Duty. It was a good Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It was a good
Best
Call of
one
Duty,
in
but it
years.
definitely. Apparently, it's rumored, but apparently they're gonna try and charge you for some weird shit. Apparently, like it's a $20 fee to change something about the game. I still don't know what it is, but
Your
apparently there's
KD
some
ratio.
shit. That's it. Yeah.
You
the
can
KD
fucking
ratio.
falsify your KD ratio?
No. What they're doing is, go ahead, Cordo.
I was gonna say, from what I read, it honestly could have been clickbait, but from what I've read, they're charging you to view your KD during the match or something.
it's basically you can put your KD ratio like on your calling card and all that shit. Like you can actually display your KD to everyone to show how good you.
I'm not doing that. That's a
I don't want that. That
.61 right there.
sounds like a very bad idea for me. That's a bad time.
Yeah, so like people that actually are like, oh yeah, look at my KD, you can go out of
1v1 me, bro! 1v1!
Yeah. Huh? Sounds like someone we know, doesn't it, freak?
Yeah, just a bit.
You wanna 1v1?
Let's see what else won a couple of awards. Death Stranding won the best soundtrack.
Which honestly, if you listen to the game soundtrack, there was no other competition. That game was gonna.
Shroud won for esports player. Best community support went to Destiny 2. They have done a lot to the game this year. They've really fucking since they split from Activision, Bungie's like, okay, let's fix our shit.
Well, yeah, because
they did well. Like they needed to, because like Activision were just totally fucking them up, because that's just what Activision does. It's Activision,
notorious.
It's EA. They're the worst.
Apparently, Anthem is getting a bit of a rework, like more of a human touch, and it looks decent. Like I already have it. I might delve back into it to finish it, but
I couldn't do it. Like to me, it was like
flying around in that game was so fun. That was all I did.
It was.
That was all I did.
That was the best part for me. But the fact is, just so many false promises.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, because that's EA, and everybody's like, "Oh no, fuck you, BioWare," and I'm like, "No, that's EA."
It's funny that BioWare had two of the worst games come out back to back. Fucking
Mass Effect Andromeda and then Anthem.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they announced the IP in what was it, 2016? I'm pretty sure.
I was hype as shit for it.
Anthem?
Anthem. I was keen.
A long time ago.
Because I remember watching it, I'm like, oh, it's like you fly around like Iron Man. It was about the same time that Civil War came out, so people were still on the hype of that. So then when they saw that you could fly around, it's like, oh, cool.
I will say I'm very happy with the delivery that they gave on that aspect.
Oh yeah, like flying is fine. It works perfectly, but
because they could have they took it out for a while. The game, they were gonna remove it, and Anthem was not gonna have the mobility Iron Man javelins. And at the end, 5 months before launch, they're like, we gotta re-add this shit.
Well, because what they did is they totally started. They totally redid the game from the ground up about 2 years after it. They scrapped it and redid it from the ground up, which is why so much shit is missing, because they didn't have enough time, because they were there's so much.
My thing is, I was that close to buying it day one, and the thing that got me was all the reviews for a game that was heavily hey, this is gonna be the next Destiny, it's gonna be the next big MMO, it's gonna be everything you want. No reviews were coming out, which everyone knows that's pure sign of stay the fuck away, stay the fuck away. Yeah. I was just like, dude, I want this to be so good, but me and Freak were talking. I got it.
Yeah.
Because he tried to get me to get it. I was like, dude, I ain't getting it. EA. And do not trust them in any way, shape, or form. The only EA games on a regular basis is Madden, because I know what I'm getting with Madden. That, and I'm also a football nerd. Is what it is. And that's really about it. Maybe Battlefield, depending on which one they come out with for that particular year.
I heard the latest one was disappointing.
No, Bad Company 3.
Yo, I would love Bad Company 3.
Yes, everyone would.
I don't know why they haven't.
I don't know.
They would make so much if they did.
Not enough people know about it. If you like Battlefield, you know about Bad Company. I know plenty of people I talk to about first-person shooters and shit, and they're like, Bad Company. I'm like,
so how can you not know Bad Company? Yeah, when it came to Anthem, I bought that game twice. Not because I wanted to. The first time, I had one of my old friends. He's an old friend for a reason. He's a bastard. He's an awful person.
I like him.
Yeah. He was like, okay, Anthem, I'm playing it, I'm loving it, why don't you have it yet? And I'm like, because I know EA, and I know BioWare aren't doing so good right now because of EA. And he was like, oh, but it's so much fun, the flying's great, the shooting mechanics are great, everything's great, it's so much fun. I'm like, alright, fine. So I got the game, and he was like, when are you going to join me? Because I'm always awful at joining people for games. I've always been a very solo player because, you know, I find it easy. Like, fucking Call of Duty Zombies, I played solo for my entire life, more or less.
Yo.
And so
Unacceptable.
when I got it and played it, I was like, oh, this is kind of boring. This is kind of annoying. It's kind of hard. And he's like, oh, you got to join me if you want to play it properly. And I'm like, I kind of don't want to join you, to be honest. And, oh.
We lost Doom.
Oh, no. Come back! Come back!
Yeah, we lost him. I think he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back. I'll wait until he comes back before I finish.
Well, now there's just dead silence. You might as well fucking continue your story.
Yeah, oh, there he is. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I had an internet spike.
Oh.
That's right. But yeah, the first time I got it, I ended up selling it, and he was like, "Why the hell did you sell it?" And I'm like, "Because it sucks. It fucking sucks. I wanted Resident Evil 2 instead. I made the right choice." And then he was like, "Oh, okay, look, I'm gonna send you money. And you're gonna buy it again." And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So he sends me money, and I'm like, "Look, I feel bad about this. You shouldn't do this because I'm not even gonna play the game." And he was like, "Dude, just get it, give it a try." So I go out, I buy the game, I play it with him for about 3 hours, and I say to him, like, "Look, dude, this just isn't it for me." He's like, "You gotta try it again." I'm like, "I don't want to fucking try it again." So I sold the game, I took the money, and I was like, and he said to me, he was like, "Oh, you know, can I have that money back?" And I was like, "Yeah, you can have that money back." And then I go to send it back to him, and then he fucks up doing some bad shit, which is why he's no longer a friend. And I said, "Fuck it, I'm keeping it. It's going to my money bank."
Damn straight.
Because he forced me into playing a game twice. I have PTSD from Anthem. I still can't sleep at night sometimes.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just, it was a failure.
Like a colossal failure.
EA needs to get dicked. Like, they need to learn. They need to stop fucking just ruining good companies. Because, like, I mean, BioWare is great. I'm terrified to see what's about to happen with Dragon Age.
I don't think they'll touch that. I don't think they can actually
My
touch
deck of
that.
cards!
I mean, 'cause they announced it, I want to say 1 or 2 years ago. It might have just been a year ago. But we haven't heard anything else about the new Dragon Age. And I'm like, great. What you doing to it, EA? Like, are you letting it give consent? Or are you just going to, you know, go in?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
They're getting cells.
So,
Drop the soap in the shower.
I'm scared to see what they're going to do to BioWare and Dragon Age. I'm really hoping that they don't fuck it up. Because I love Mass Effect. I own Andromeda. And I've never even put it in my system. I bought it because it was on sale for $5 like 6 months after it came out. I was like, oh, you gotta be shitting me.
Is it in the backlog?
Yeah, it's part of my backlog. You
God,
name the game, it's part of my backlog. I want to play it all.
Hold on, I'm gonna get a really fucking obscure game like, Super Farm on the PS2. Is it in your backlog?
No, you stupid twat.
Good game though. It's
the most extensive and non-existent backlog there's ever been.
And once I finish it, you guys are gonna be like, holy fuck.
But you're never gonna finish it.
I will!
No. Because every
Yo,
time
what's
a
up,
new
buddy?
game comes out, it goes into your backlog. And then you're like, oh,
Exactly.
it's my backlog. Are you gonna play Resident Evil 2 Remake yet?
Eventually.
No, he's not.
Where is it?
I don't
Where
own
is
it though, so it's not part of the
Where
backlog.
is it, freak? Oh.
I don't
That doesn't
own
count.
it.
You still want to play it.
There's a lot of games I want to play, but let's delve back into the fucking Game Awards instead of lynching me for the games that I need to play. How many games exactly are in the backlog? I don't know exactly. It's over 400, so...
So that's not a backlog. That's like a fucking crushed dream.
Nah.
Literally. To
I'll
me,
finish
a
it.
backlog
We knocked
is-
out 13 this year.
Oh my, 13 out of 400. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, making progress.
Making progress. For me, that doesn't count as a backlog. Like, that's 400 games right there. For me, my backlog is, hey, you know, I want to finally finish Silent Hill 3. I want to go out and I want to get I want to finish God of War. I want to play that, you know.
I do
It's gotta be
too!
like something... Yeah, but like 400 games, like there's got to be some of those where you're like, I really don't need to play fucking... I don't need to play Dead or Alive, Beach Volleyball X3.
I don't
really don't.
own that because it's stupid. I would never add that to my backlog.
Okay,
but
what's
you
the
got
worst
some-
game in your backlog? What's the worst game in your
He's
backlog?
got some humdingers in there. He's got some bullshit in there. I don't care what the fuck he says. He likes these random obscure games that have like a 0 out of 10 on fucking like whatever, and he's like, "Oh, it's good. People don't understand. It's not that bad. Fuck you. You know it's shit. Don't play it."
What game?
You're
come
not
on,
ignored,
come on,
Bloody. I
Fred.
said hi. I don't know. There's a couple in there. I've got fucking 400 games. I don't know which one's gonna be the worst because I haven't played them.
Maybe
But-
we should condense that list.
Delving back into the
Your
Game
back
Awards.
catalog.
Look, we can finish with my backlog. I will pull up a fucking game for you guys.
I don't care. I don't care. Just
Shut
fucking, Like, get
So,
rid of it.
shut up.
Because you keep talking
So
about it.
shut up. So, best fighting game. What do you guys think won? If you don't already know or haven't looked it up.
What are the candidates again?
Uh,
nominees?
it's gonna be between these two. It's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11, what's that?
Your
Cut
vote:
out.
Mortal Kombat 11 or Super Smash Bros.
Smash.
For me, I'm pretty sure Smash Brothers won because
Smash won.
Yeah.
It was a
Which-
tournament successor.
Well, the reason why, like, I feel like you can't compare those two, but they're fighters in general, but they're so different. But to me, both games were great. The only problem I had is obviously MK with the monetization that they did on it, kind of like put people off about it, which I understand. But I put a lot more hours into MK than Smash, and I have both of them, but they're both excellent.
Oh yeah.
Like I put a lot of time into the that sort of solo mode that they had on Ultimate. Like honestly, I was excited.
Dude, that solo mode was great.
It was good. It was good, but I was really hoping for like a brawl type solo where you know you it was sort of like a platformer. That would have been really cool. But it worked. It worked fine. And with Mortal Kombat 11, like I finished the story. It wasn't that big. I enjoyed playing it, but I don't know. Like to me, it was sort of missing something. I feel like because I honestly don't know. Like, because I liked Mortal Kombat X. A lot of people thought it was like not as good as number 9.
I loved MKX.
I loved MKX. I've still got MKX, but I don't
I do
still have
too.
MK11. I don't still have MK11. I got rid of it because of the fact that I just wasn't playing it.
I don't trade in games.
Yeah, because you're a fucking pack rat in your goddamn back catalog.
I'm a
you piece of shit.
collector.
You're
sir.
a fucking hoarder.
I can't afford to be a collector because if a game comes out, I'm like, okay, how much did I get paid this week? 56 cents? Well, fuck me.
Yeah,
I
right.
need, like, I have to sell games to get
Shut
games,
up, Nikki.
and that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
What I'm really surprised about, and this is the main reason I want to try Disco Elysium, even though I've never really heard of it until we watched the trailer right before the podcast, was aside from the fact that it won more awards than any other game, it won Best Role-Playing Game. It beat out Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, The Outer Worlds, and Monster Hunter.
The only two that surprised me on that one is Monster Hunter and what's it called?
Kingdom Hearts.
Monster Hunter. No, fuck Kingdom Hearts. It was actually mediocre.
I haven't played 3 yet.
What'd you say? You said
Outer Worlds.
new RPG? Yeah, that one. Outer Worlds and what's it called? Monster Hunter, because those to me were great. But to me, Monster Hunter's been out for a little while, so I'm assuming they mean Iceborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
Iceborne.
that I can understand with it not winning because Iceborne is just an expansion. So to me, you know how I feel about games that have been out for a while to win another award.
That's why fucking Fortnite won Best Continued Game again this year.
I fucking hate Fortnite.
Yeah, same.
So to me, that's surprising that it did beat out Outer Worlds, but I honestly believe that's mainly because Outer Worlds hasn't been out long enough. But I could be wrong on that. I mean,
It's just because, like as I said, like I like Outer Worlds and that, but it's definitely like, it's definitely like a test. It's definitely like a pilot episode for what is to come. Because I mean, like, I love Obsidian. They do some great games, but like they are notorious for doing games for companies that originally did the games, like Knights of the Old Republic
Fallout
2,
New Vegas.
of course, Fallout New Vegas,
Which was
And so
great.
being, like, it was great,
Yeah,
but
one of
this
the
being
best
one of the
Fallouts.
first sort of big adventure games with an RPG sort of thing, it definitely felt like a pilot episode. It definitely did, which I can understand why that sort of maybe lost, but it's still a great game regardless. Like saying that
I
a
haven't
pilot
played
episode
it.
isn't bad.
It's part of
good.
my backlog.
It's good. Fuck your backlog. Fuck your back.
I'm surprised that Norman Reedus did not win Best Performance for Death Stranding.
Who was it that won?
Mads Mikkelsen
Mads
from
Mikkelsen.
Death Stranding.
And I'll tell you why. If neither one of you really played it, right?
No, I don't even own it.
No.
Okay, so me personally, Norman Reedus, when he's on screen, it's really good. But Mads Mikkelsen, every time he's on screen, he steals the show. Like playing where I'm at now in the game, I'm actually looking forward to more Mads Mikkelsen like portions of the game than Reedus, and Reedus is the main character. I've always liked Reedus, but to me, when someone steals the show like that, you got to give it to the other guy.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like I know Mads Mikkelsen as an actor, and I love his work. So
I really
I'm not
only
surprised
know
by
him
that.
from Doctor Strange.
I know him from a few things. Like my first movie I saw was Casino Royale. He was great in that.
Fuck, he is in
but,
Casino
like,
Royale. It's just been that long since I
He
saw it,
is.
so I know him from that
He
too.
is. Because for me, Norman Reedus, he's a very average actor in my opinion, if I'm being completely honest. He's very much a TV actor who does film. I know he was in like a few films before Walking Dead even came out.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints, which classic movie, love that film.
Yeah.
Which you can't steal the show away from Willem Dafoe in that, because
Yeah, just a.
I still wish we got a third.
I was actually kind of hoping they never did a second, just because the first one was so iconic, and I felt like if they, number 2 would kind of sully the first one a little bit. But the second one wasn't bad, but
They did a
you
second
can't
one?
top the first one.
Yeah, there's a
Boondock
second
Saints
one,
too,
dude.
Yeah.
It was
I
it was
didn't even
decent.
know.
Yeah, it's
I
not
didn't
bad at
know.
all.
I've only seen the first one. I've only seen
No,
it.
well, I mean the first one's the best, but
Yeah.
What's it called?
All Saints.
All Saints Day. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Beat
definitely.
Saber won the best VR game, which I'm not surprised.
Who cares?
That's who I would have.
I must have.
That's the
Well,
whole
have a
reason I
look at the
want to get a
games.
VR is fucking Beat Saber.
I want to have a look at the candidates for that because
Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, No Man's Sky, and Trover Saves the Universe.
for me, if Blood and Truth, because like as you know, I own Blood and Truth.
Yeah, you did a video on
If-
it on the YouTube exclamation mark
I did.
YouTube in the link down below, guys.
If Blood and Truth had a better movement system, because it's sort of like
Point and click.
you're on like it's sort of point and click, yeah. You sort of because like I prefer to play on point and click with certain games. But if the movement system was a bit more free, damn, it would have won. Because I got Skyrim VR, I got that for the PSVR, and I changed it from point and click to the regular movement system, and I actually got used to it. And trust me, playing Skyrim in VR is like I can't stretch how crazy it is to do. But I feel like
Is it worth it?
it's worth it. I like.
I heard really bad things about it, but I'm like, I love Skyrim, and to be able to do that in VR would be so cool.
For the first time in a Skyrim playthrough, the amount of times it fucking came out, for the first time I wanted to do archery. For the first time I actually wanted to play Archer.
I
Because
always go bow and arrow.
You get the bow and arrow, and you aim, you fucking slop some bitches up.
You slop some bitches up.
Awesome.
It's fun, and then when the dragons come, holy fuck, they are huge. But the thing that I really wish that they did is that they made it remote, like they made it voice control when you say Fusrodar, because you press a button, and I'm like, that's not fun. I want to literally be on my remote, be like Fusrodar, and then it's just boom. But not as fun. But Blood
Well,
and Truth,
that's
if they had a
because
movement system-
everybody knows Fusroda, and then you learn all those other shouts, and nobody knows what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
everyone-
everybody, the whole game is just gonna go Fusroda, Fusroda. Fuck, I need to
Well, maybe-
sprint through here with my whirlwind sprint, but I don't remember the shout.
honestly, if you
Shit,
just equip
fucking
it-
fuck!
if you equip the shout, you should just be able to shout anything, like just like big old titties, and then just boom. I feel like that would be.
What, big old titties pop up? That'd be great. Is that,
You
does
can
that
get
work?
Mods. You can get mods. You can get
Big
you can
old
get mods.
titties!
Big old titties.
There's no bitch walking in the room. I'm disappointed now.
Shut this-
I had a joke for that. I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Best action adventure game went to Sekiro as well, so good on them for that.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the
Actually,
other ones I just
what-
don't give a shit about.
Who was
Yeah.
who was in that category for action adventure?
Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, and Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. So
Now,
some good candidates in there.
Did RE2 get snubbed? Like, they didn't win anything, right?
I
No, they didn't win
don't
anything.
think they did from what I saw scrolling through here. Apex Legends won, Crash Team, Luigi's Mansion.
Really, Crash Team's Racing one?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Best sports
crazy.
racing game.
Like, I enjoyed it, but it definitely did not like
Beat out the
I
new
love
dirt and
insane
everything. The
trilogy.
new rally.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's okay. I don't agree with that, but you know.
I don't agree with it either. Like, I
Resident
played
Evil
it,
2 did not win anything.
which is definitely unfortunate because that game, not to say it's a masterpiece,
Yeah.
but it's pretty fucking good.
My thing is, like, I remember we talked about this in one of the other podcasts. I don't believe it should have been in the category for Game of the Year. You know, yeah, it's been remade from the ground up, all that kind of stuff, but it's still an older game just redone. So I feel like it shouldn't be able to win Game of the Year, but it should definitely win some awards just for how good it is. And for them to snub it like that, shit.
Like, honestly, Modern Warfare had good audio design, but I really wish Resident Evil won it because when I was playing Resident Evil 2 with headphones, holy, I was paranoid.
Yeah.
I still
yeah,
need to play
absolutely
Resident Evil
paranoid.
1 and 2.
If you're gonna play Resident Evil 1, get the HD remaster, which is on the PlayStation or Xbox, or even I'm pretty sure it's on PC as well. Because it was originally on GameCube, and then they re-released it again.
Well,
because it's better, way better.
you mentioned that, but there's also the completely from the ground up remake of the first one that they did for Xbox One and PS4, but it's got the old school tank control. It's not. I know which one you're talking about. That's the GameCube version you're speaking of, right?
Yeah, because it's the same game, except it just when they released it for PS4, they added a few things.
Yeah, but I think it's even rescaled and everything like that too.
It is, yeah. You can choose the old scale and everything, but it is completely rescaled. It's retextured in certain parts too, because like the original Resident was like pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff, but then they actually got to do 3D models and stuff. But because of the fact when they upscaled the 3D render from the GameCube into like PS4 and stuff like that, it just lost a lot of detail. So I'm pretty sure they redid it all. It's the best way to play it. I played the original Resident Evil and I played the GameCube remaster on PS4, and it's definitely the best way to play it.
Yeah, it to me, like, I bought that when it first came out just because I wanted to replay them again. I got about like halfway through and I forgot like how much those tank controls pissed me off. But I was thinking about going back and doing the first one before Nemesis comes out 3. Thinking about doing that, redoing the second one, the remake, and because I did both versions, but I didn't like try to 100% it. I was kind of debating if I want to go back and 100% it just because, and then try to finish it up before Nemesis comes out. And actually, since you're a Resident Evil fan, what's your take on the new Nemesis? Do you like the way he looks?
I can't complain, because like it's definitely updated. It's definitely updated for a new sort of era. I feel like he definitely doesn't look as he looks disgusting, but he doesn't look as disgusting. I feel like he looks, instead of looking like a created infected mess, it looks like he was hit by a truck a couple times.
Yeah, he looks like he got Mack trucked.
Yeah, basically.
My thing is, like, all right, so I remember playing Nemesis the first time, and you see, like, the mouth removed around here, so it's just nothing but, like, fucking jagged. You've got the stitch part here where there's no eye, you just have the one white eye.
He looks at you and he's like, stars.
Yeah, stars. Yeah.
Stars.
But then, like, this one, I looked at this one, and they showed it, and I'm like, dude, it just looks like someone's face was, like, pulled this way and stitched up. And then his teeth look fucking weird, like, they're just really long.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Honestly,
they're not sharp or it's like weird.
I still haven't watched the trailer.
It's good. It's pretty good, but it's gonna be a lot scarier in the game without any doubt. I mean, it looks a bit weird. We didn't see too much of him, but I feel like in the game it's gonna be scary because, like, when they did the Tyrant in Resident Evil 2, the remake, because obviously you wouldn't see the Tyrant in the original until your second playthrough, and they throw him in the first playthrough, and I'm like, oh fuck, and he chases you. With this one, obviously, like when you see Nemesis, you get the little option to hide or fight or run away or whatnot. Yep. I feel like they're not gonna do that in the remake. They're just gonna throw him at you, and you gotta fucking figure out what to do next. And that's gonna be terrifying.
I wonder if they're gonna slowly transition him into what he used to look like, because to me he looks more pristine And I wonder if throughout the game, because you see him countless number of times through the game, I wonder if some of his mutations are going to revert him back to the way we know him. Like, he's not his fully altered state at this point.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, in Resident Evil 2, the amount of forms that we see of each different sort of thing when they're infected with the T-virus, I honestly see it happening. I mean, they take place at the same time, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3. You know, I imagine they're going to cross paths somehow. So honestly, I could see it happening. Because, like, you go.
It was unrelated. Well, kind of related because it's Resident Evil style. But I own Resident Evil 4, which many claim to be one of the greatest games of all time. And I played like the first hour and I took it out of my system.
That's because you like games that are trash, and we like games that are
I
good.
like games with good controls. Because god damn, the controls in Resident Evil 4...
They're not that bad.
They're bad.
They were a bit hard to get used to, but once you got used to them, they're fine. For me, Resident Evil 4 is fine.
I want to go back and give it another shot, because I'm very excited to play it. It'll probably never be as good as 5, but, whatever.
Does that make it...
okay, see, that's where it goes wrong, because 5 is an action game. 5's an action game. Like, for me, Resident Evil 4 started to get real campy. It started to get real campy.
I gotta bring my anger down, because he just pissed me off, and I know you did that on purpose, and I know you piece of shit. Oh, dude, it's fun.
I'm so sorry, Doom. I did not mean to trigger.
But my opinion with 4, I agree with you. It was the thing with 4 was it was so good because it added so many new aspects to it. And God, your elbows look weird when you stretch.
Oh yeah, that.
No! I didn't even look at him. Stop that shit.
Oh.
What the fuck are you doing, you weird ass?
Dude, put that shit away.
I think I'd rather see an Australian dick. God damn.
I forgot. You guys have never seen that before. I'm double jointed. Sick. Yeah. Oh, I love it when new people see that shit.
What do you mean, you people? Us Americans? Us cheeseburger eating Americans?
I said new people. Like when people have.
Oh, I said you people.
I could make it look worse. Wait.
No, stop!
No. Oh, no.
Wait, look at that.
They need to make him a fucking villain in a goddamn video game.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
That's the new Necromorph in Dead Space. Just.
Yeah, right?
Imagine running into me in a dark hallway and I just start chasing you like that.
Oh, I just kick you in the
Come here,
leg.
give me your cock!
I want someone to clip that because that was way too funny.
Oh god, that was just.
But back to what I was getting at with Resident Evil 4. I really appreciate that game because the story is great. It was kind of like a little all over the place, but it was really good because it refreshed the series. But after that, it just went downhill because 5 was next, and it was just like, really.
Like Resident Evil 5 was actually the first Resident Evil game I ever played.
Same.
Not a good start.
No,
Sheva can suck a dick. Sheva can suck a dick. She was awful.
Oh, she was useless.
She was so annoying.
But I just played through co-op, so my Sheva was actually not useless.
Yeah, no, I didn't play co-op because, again, I was very much a solo player.
Yeah, same.
My brother and I played it, so.
Like, I want to say this past year, Laura and I played 5 together because it was a co-op game that, she hadn't played and she wanted to play something with me. And we played it, and, like, we would play for, like, an hour, a couple hours or so, and I'm just like, oh god, I gotta like put this game down. She's like, why? She's like, this is so fucking bad. She's like, I don't mind it. I'm like, yeah, but if you played the others, you'd understand. And so she watched me play 2, the remake of 2. She's like, now I get it. I'm like,
yeah. No, because like
I promise I'll eventually play them.
Yeah, well, honestly, it's worth it. Again,
they're actually
like,
pretty high on my backlog.
Good. Because like my favorite, apart from like the Resident Evil 2 remake, is definitely Resident Evil 1, the remaster. The GameCube version, the remake of that. That's definitely probably one of my favorites outside of the remake of Resident Evil 2. Just because I don't want to put that there, because that's it's just on another level. But I love it because like I got used to those tank controls. Like they're easy to get used to. I mean, I played Silent Hill a lot, and Resident Evil, they were in the same sort of category, and I enjoy the hell out of playing those types of games. And Resident Evil, because the remake, it brought in something called Crimson Heads, where it's basically like, yeah, I killed you, but you're gonna get back up and you're gonna fucking chase me really quickly, aren't you?
I just feel like I've missed out on so much because I've never played Silent Hill either. I played the first hour of Silent Hill Homecoming?
yeah, that's yeah. We don't talk about it. We don't talk.
Yeah, that game is not to be spoken of.
And then what came after Homecoming? Downpour?
Yeah.
Downpour. Yeah.
Was that good?
Downpour wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible.
It was a lot better. It was a lot better, but it's still missing like the Team Silent sort of treatment that you got from the original 4.
Now, speaking of Silent Hill, I heard rumors of this. Don't know how true it is, but apparently, from what I've heard, and it could be something clickbaity. I didn't really delve deeper into this, so take this for what it is. Fake news. Apparently, Konami has reached out to Kojima, and apparently, like, rumor has it, don't know how true it is, but rumor has it they want to bring back Silent Hills. So I don't know if... Go ahead.
I would love that. I would love Silent Hills to be reborn. That, or I would like to see, in the meantime, a remake, like, not in the vein of, like, Resident Evil 2's remake, but I would love to see, Silent Hill 1 with today's graphics. Same gameplay style, same everything like that, because I think that sort of style adds to its creepiness, but with today's graphics and stuff. I feel like that would be really cool.
Well, Kojima came out and blatantly said his next game is going to be a horror game, and he's making a horror game that's going to make you shit your pants, basically. Like, he said he doesn't like horror because he gets scared too easily, but he was talking about, like, the next game he wants to do is a horror game, and dude, sign me up.
I just don't see him going back to Konami because of the big fucking split they had.
I don't think it's going to be a standalone Konami, Kojima together. I think it's going to be Kojima Productions and Konami. Like, Konami be like, hey, here's what we want. We're going to give you the rights to Silent Hills. We're going to sign off on it. You and Guillermo del Toro can do the game that you were going to do. However, X amount of royalties, X amount of this go to us, and you got to put our logo. Like, we're going to publish it for you. I don't know if that's going to happen, but like I said, I didn't delve into this. I just happened to see a few things written about it, and I was hoping it was true, but...
I was still all for the idea that Kojima was going to sneak the entire game of Silent Hills into Death Stranding. Like, I honestly... Like, I was so prepared for that, because... Like, I forgot what game it was. It was... Oh, fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, more or less, did something similar to that. Because, like...
they put the whole first game in it.
Yeah. Was it... Did they do the whole story, or was it literally just the entire area, and you just
That whole area. Like, the whole area of the first game, after you get a little further, you see the whole... You're like, oh, okay, word.
Yeah, because I was honestly keen for that, because I'm like, or at least put, like, the PT back in it. Like, I mean, you can only play PT enough times before you start getting redundant on it. But Lisa was fucking scary. But I will say, I feel like PT, like, what you saw in PT, you would not have seen ever in Silent Hills, because I feel like it was more so, like, just a test to see how he would go with a horror experience.
Well, see...
no, Devin, I just rearranged, but I'm going to rearrange again because I hate this.
I understand what you're talking about, but I still think that they would have, like, that portion wouldn't have been in the game, obviously, because that's to,
get hyped.
Get you hyped for it, yeah. I still think that there would have been areas like that in the game, like, you're exploring whatever in this open world style, you go to this area and there's a continuous loop, you gotta figure out how to get out of it because Silent Hill is a complete mindfuck. So that does make sense, I could see them doing that. But at the same time, it's just... what could have been.
I like how much you're able to see, Devin, but it's not more.
Because for me, like, I love the PT teaser. I did like it. But, I didn't like Lisa. Like, she was creepy, but she didn't feel like a Silent Hill creature. She felt very much like any sort of supernatural creature.
Yeah, name a poltergeist.
Yeah, literally. And, I mean... Because, like, with Silent Hill, you can go into, like, the different houses and stuff like that. You gotta pick up items and stuff like that. For me, when I go into the houses, I feel safe. I'm like, cool, this is a safe spot. There's a book there where I can write my fucking progress down. We're good. And then once you leave, it's done. But imagine flipping it on its head. You go to a house, and it's similar to the one in PT, where you're walking out, okay, I'm safe here. There's a save book, but then, like, fucking throw it out. Like, well, there was an experience I had when I was... Sorry to just totally jump back into Resident Evil 2, but there was an experience I had playing Resident Evil 2. Where I went to a safe room, and I was like, cool, I'm safe here. I'm just gonna save, chill out for a moment, just catch my breath. Tyrant walked in. Mr. X walked in.
Yep.
Yeah, he walked in, and I was like, what? I had the controller down. I jumped for it. I fucking, that was awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, do something like that.
My thing is, we talked about it before. I'm so stoked for Resident Evil 3 Nemesis to be remade because to me that's one of my favorites because of Nemesis.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for this. I still want Dino Crisis. Dino Crisis still needs to make this fucking come out. Not Konami, excuse me, Capcom. You listen here, fuckers. You can do Resident Evil all you want, but we remember Dino Crisis. Make it happen.
Literally, if they do it justice, like I feel like they'd have to change the controls a little bit because it's fast paced. But they can do it. They can totally do it.
All I want Capcom to do right now is to make Monster Hunter World cross compatible.
Why? So you can ditch me again?
That's it. No, you fucking ditched me.
What?
I was playing it the other day. Thought of you.
You could have invited me.
Where were you? Where were you?
I don't know. You've got one of these, don't you?
You got one too, bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, you guys want to see what I changed Doom's name to in my phone?
Oh no.
No. Oh, it's so great.
I refuse to acknowledge this.
I don't even know where it came from. I typed it as I was driving, and I went, well, that's happening.
We're all waiting with anticipation.
I'm waiting on it to fucking load. My phone's a piece of shit right now.
What phone are you running?
A piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
Is it a Huawei by any chance?
That is...
Cute Dick Gigglewick.
Yep. Cute Dick Gigglewick is Doom's name in my phone.
I love it.
Gigglewick the Otter.
It really suits.
No, Lex, I have not switched rooms. There's still like 1,000 boxes in that room back there.
But yeah, so overall, I will say this: the gaming awards was hardly any cringe this year, which is surprising to say. Usually we get like one or two legitimate cringe moments. I don't see any really.
I haven't actually been able to see what got announced minus the new Xbox. But I heard that it was pretty much like a game show. It was great. Like, yeah, that there's a new Hellblade, Bravely, and everybody was like, it seemed more like a game show, like announcements, like a second E3 that was interrupted by an award show. And I was like,
which I'm alright with.
Interesting. So now I'm very curious just at what got announced at the Game Awards that I did not actually. New Xbox, ugly as fuck. I think it's sexy. Like, it's got the curves, and you just want to run your hands all up and down it.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I like it. A lot of people hated it, but I thought it looks cool.
My thing is, I actually like the verticality of it as opposed to getting longer this way. It's going upwards, and they described the size. I think they said it's 3 Xbox controllers face upwards, so it's not big. It's not a big system, and the only thing I worry about, and of course this is going all the way back to the 360, is the cooling. That's the only thing I worry about with that. Because if they're pushing as much power as they are, because apparently it's supposed to be in a mid to upper tier PC, I don't want it overheating on me.
I mean, the whole top of it seemed like just a giant fucking vent, so.
Yeah, that fan looked huge.
Yeah, just don't put anything on top of it.
Which someone will do, or put it up to something. The only thing, I wonder if they're going to continue, because the One X had, what was it called, the condenser cooling or something like that. Like there was some kind of some kind of new cooling that they developed just for the One X, and I wonder if that's going to return on the...
Most likely. I doubt that they would
Which I
put the
would
money
assume.
into creating a new cooling format to just toss it out. Because, I mean, they created a new chip and everything, too, so...
Yeah, I didn't get to watch the game show.
I didn't either. Like, I meant to go... And there goes Doom again. I meant to go back and, like, watch it tonight, because I thought it was going to be, like, an hour-and-a-half show. It was a fucking 4-hour-long show. So I was like, alright, let's just YouTube some highlights real quick. And, so I still have to look at the actual announcements, but, I watched that Xbox trailer a lot.
I watched it once, but that's all I needed to know that I would probably get it. Like, the PS5, like, once they finally start announcing proper specs and it's official and what it actually looks like, because I don't know if you've seen the dev kit of it, but it looks fucking awful. The dev
Oh,
kit
it looks
is
so
like
stupid.
spaceship.
But, I mean, Xbox for the last 2 years has been all about being more powerful. That's what the One X is for. The One X makes the PS4 look like Child's Play.
Baby's toy.
Yeah. And
Well, they said that the Xbox One X was 8 times more powerful than the original Xbox One, right? I think that's what they said.
roundabout sounds right.
And then the new Xbox Series X, the next, is 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X. So that is a big jump in power right there. So that's probably one of the reasons why I'm about it. And then the new controller looks pretty cool. I mean,
It looks like you're getting the $150 Elite controllers with the Series X.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. The big question is price point.
I'm gonna have a stab at it.
600.
Because I like. For me, I want to go about 5. I want to go 500, but that's Australian dollars. So probably maybe like 400, 450 or something.
I was leaning towards 400 just because of the jump in power, and everyone knows that companies lose money selling the systems. They make their money back with the software. So your games is what they make their money back. So I think it'll be around 400. Maybe they'll have like not a special edition, but a super powered one. Because there's two. You have the Project Scarlet, which is apparently the one that we just saw, and then the Lockhart, which is the next one. So they still have one more to announce. So I'm curious what the separate, the differences are going to be.
I feel like the Lockhart will probably end up being about 500, 600 bucks just because of what it'll be. But for me, you don't make money from selling something more expensive. You make more money from selling it cheaper and having more people buy it. And I feel like that's where Sony went wrong with the PlayStation 3. Like, how much did they sell that fucking thing for? Like
$600.
And how did that go for them? They fucking failed compared to the Xbox 360. By the end of the PS3's lifespan, sure, it started to bring out new versions, cheaper models and stuff like that, but it couldn't compare to the Xbox. PS4 came out and destroyed the Xbox One, and then the Xbox One X came out and sort of put the PS4 Pro in its place. And I really hope that PlayStation does good with the next console, the PS5, and it sort of matches up to because I'm a PlayStation kid, and because there will be backwards compatibility from all the way from PS1 all the way up to PS5 games, of course.
Is that confirmed?
It's not completely confirmed, but it's speculated that it'll do so. I know.
That'd be really cool because then I'd be able to play the PlayStation 1 games that I missed because I skipped PS1. I went N64, PS2. I've never played PlayStation 1.
The reason why I asked that is because obviously we know Xbox is all about the backwards compatibility. That's their thing. That's their jam. I appreciate it. But with Sony, you have to have that PlayStation Now, not Plus, but Now.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, PlayStation Now failed, and that's why they're looking at doing proper backwards compatibility. Because PS Now doesn't.
Reintroduced it.
No, well, they reintroduced it, but it's literally only live in North America. I can't play it over here. I don't think people in England can get it. Europe, I feel like it's only North America that can actually do PlayStation Now. Maybe Japan. I don't.
I'm very curious to see how this next generation of the console wars is going to go because I'm an Xbox guy. I grew up on PlayStation. I switched to Xbox. I love them both. I like playing games. But the big difference this generation is that Microsoft has Phil Spencer.
Yeah.
And that is a big fucking key piece. Because I'm not a fan of Sean Layden, at PlayStation. I don't like him. It's just something about him. I don't like him. And
that prick energy.
Oh, yeah. And Phil Spencer came out and recovered the Xbox One fucking awful launch. And has managed to build it up. Sony won this generation. They outsold the Xbox. But, towards the end, look at what Xbox started doing. And that's all Phil Spencer.
And, for example, Game Pass, dude, I was completely against Game Pass for the longest time. And then dude, I'm an annual subscriber. I can't imagine not having Game Pass. Now, granted, do I play the games I download on Game Pass? No, it's kind of my back catalog.
No, it's just backlog, okay? It's not back catalog. It's just backlog.
Yeah, no one gives a shit. Shut up. Play a game or two.
Working on it. Once you go back to work, I'm about to dive a lot further into it.
Yeah, my backlog is more or less what you can get with PlayStation Plus, the free games. You get 2 games every month, and I just always add them to my library, but I haven't played them. I tried to play Neo. Neo kicked my ass.
I want to play that.
And then I got the Surge. The Surge.
I want to play that. I own that.
And then there's a lot of other games on there that I'm like, hey, yeah, but for some reason, I don't want to play them as much because I got them for free. I don't know. There's just something in my mind where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't spend any money on this. I don't think it's worth it. It's so dumb in my head.
PlayStation gave away. This is like 5 years ago with PlayStation Plus. They gave away a game called Counter Spy that I fucking loved. It's pretty much.
Counter Spy.
It's like Archer, the game. It's so cool.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that with, getting the free games and all that kind of stuff and feeling like they're not worth it because they were. It's funny because this kind of ties back into us, like with the physical media and all that kind of stuff. I've noticed the games I have, like, in my little library, I play them 9 out of 10 times. Like, oh, what do I want to play right now? Man, nothing looks good here. And then I will go into my, what's it called? My saved games from, like, Game Pass or what I got with Gold and all that kind of stuff. And it'll just,
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
because it's not like, it's like, I don't own it. It's there, yeah, it's mine technically, but for me, it's like, oh, I'd rather put the physical disc in. Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even games that I've purchased online and have in my my library, sometimes, like, I recently got Persona 5 again because I played a lot of Persona 5, and I just sort of lost interest about, 10 hours in.
I've never played a single Persona. I'm just not a big person on JRPGs, with the exception of Bravely Default.
Yeah, which is fair enough, but, like, I sort of lost it, and I was like, and then it popped in recently, it came up for a sale for really cheap, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll grab it again, and I still haven't really touched it much. And the only games that are actually in my library that I have been playing are Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 1. They're the only ones on my PlayStation I've actually been playing at the moment.
I keep forgetting Resident Evil 7 exists.
Dude, it's so good, too.
It's good, it's good. It's,
Even in VR.
It's the scariest Resident Evil game, in my opinion. Just because of, where it sort of goes with it. It's definitely less of a Resident Evil game than it is, just a typical horror game. I feel like Capcom, more or less made it because of the whole PT incident and like, oh wait, actually people really like this sort of stuff. And it was made for PSVR because, like, the whole virus sort of thing with it, it's not the T virus. It's sort of different from Umbrella sort of stuff. You get these backyard hicks, and it's like, oh, okay.
Welcome to the family, son.
It's an enjoyable game, and it scared me more than any other Resident Evil game. But then when the Resident Evil remake came out, I felt more nervous during the Resident Evil 2 remake than I did with Resident Evil 7. Because Resident Evil 7, I was like, okay, these are people. They're human beings, And then here it's like, they're human beings, but they can eat your fucking face.
See, the funny part that you mentioned with that is when it came to 7 and 2, I never felt safe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
7, you had moments, okay, you're in a lull, I ain't gotta worry about anything. The 2 remake, never felt safe through the entire game. I always felt like something was gonna be, fucking me up down the road.
Literally. That's why the Tyrant works so well in that Mr. X, because, you would hear his footsteps, and you're like, oh, fuck. Like, those footsteps are the worst thing that you'll ever hear in your life. And, like, there's a part where you gotta, like, you go into that sort of clock tower area, and that's where you're, like, safe. And, like, I remember I, like, had to get out there because there were some herbs to pick up, and I was, like, looking out, and I'm like, where is he? And I opened the door, and he went, boof, through the door, and I quit the game. I put it down, I walked away, because I nearly diarrheaed.
I've never played it, and I'm very excited to, but if you want to talk about scary fucking footsteps, I finally finished Alien Isolation, and that thing's goddamn footsteps.
Yeah,
it is.
Just the heavy 10,000 pound AT-AT going, koosh. I'm hiding in a locker and just my whole screen's shaking, and I'm like, I don't even know how fucking close this guy is, but I'm terrified to move. The sound design of that game was great.
It makes Alien scary again.
Yeah, until you got a flamethrower.
Yeah, then...
Yeah, and then you're like, you're gonna make the xenomorph, you little bitch.
Yeah, until you run out. Or just run through your fucking fire 19 times. Like I said, the audio of that game was great. The actual gameplay, it's like a 6.5, 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I still need to review it soon. But I think, unless anybody's got any other send-offs to say, because we're about to break in on 2 hours, we can wrap it up there.
I
Yeah,
think
that was
we
quick.
talked about it. Yeah, that was quick. We talked about
Well, we
a lot of
wasted
good
the first
things.
45 minutes talking about music.
But
That is
to be
not a
fair,
waste.
Not a waste,
is
but
no-
you know, it seems like it was quick because we didn't talk about games as long tonight. It was just music.
Well, we talked about what we wanted to talk about. We talked about a bit about Resident Evil 3. Talked about the Game Awards. We talked about your backlog plenty of times.
The never ending and never shrinking.
I didn't bring it up. You guys started it.
I know it's because it's funny to bring up. That's the thing now. Like last time it was masturbation. This time it's backlog.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so on a scale of, well, I'm not even gonna go on a scale of 1 to 10. Would you say that the video game awards this year were worth it? And do you agree with most of the outcomes?
100%. Last year they were pretty cringy, and there was a lot of things I disagreed with. This year, the awards seemed to go pretty well where they should have. I can't say for sure with Disco Elysium because I haven't played it, but I'm kind of excited to. And I'm excited to go and see everything that was announced from it because it seems like it's a goddamn encyclopedia of things coming out.
Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff announced.
It's hard to believe it's only been going on for 6 years, though. Like, Jeff Keighley started this thing, and here we are. I remember when Sam
For me-
Jackson hosted it on the Spike, though.
Did it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fucking train wreck.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, okay.
It was so great.
For me, the Game Awards, like, it might be like a bit not controversial to say, but I couldn't give a fuck about the Game Awards.
It's like the Oscars, just without the fucking drama of who's gonna host it.
It is, and for me, it's like, you know, okay, cool, Sekiro won Game of the Year, but for me, it wasn't Game of the Year in my opinion. Honestly, like, you know, the amount of things that they say, like, oh, this one, this one, this, and this, I could agree or disagree.
I mean, it's just like Leonardo DiCaprio winning an Oscar for The Revenant, which
when
sucked.
he should have won it for
Should have won it for
fucking,
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, yeah, like The Revenant, like, I enjoyed the beginning of it, but after he got mauled by that bear, it became boring.
Yeah,
Downhill.
downhill. Like, the ending fight between him and Tom Hardy was pretty cool. But, like, literally,
Fuck.
how do you get an Oscar for going...
I do that as a voice actor. Where's my Oscar?
For fucking 90% of the movie. But, I mean, just the passion and the craziness and insanity of him in Wolf of Wall Street was so
Fantastic.
good. And the Lamborghini scene. Just...
Oh,
Yeah, he
that's
should've won for
fucking
that
funniest
alone,
thing.
dude.
Yeah, like,
That's
that man
fucking
should have won an Oscar for Wolf of Wall Street, not
What
The Revenant.
won that year? What won that year? It was 2013,
Good
wasn't
question.
it?
I don't remember.
I'm just gonna have a quick look here, because here we go.
Well, while you're looking that up, I, for the most part, 90% agree with everything that's going on. I definitely appreciate Jeff Keighley pulling the video game awards out from the fucking dumpster fire that it was for God knows how many years.
Like the first three.
Shit. So I appreciate it. Of course, you're not always going to agree with everything that wins, but for the most part, I'm pretty okay with the most of it. All I'm saying is I can't wait for next year for one reason. Doom Eternal's coming out, and I want to hear them bring back Mick Gordon.
I don't know if I'm more excited for the game or for the new soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like that. It's like with a game where like you're so hyped for the sequel, and then it comes out, you're like, it wasn't bad. And I hope that's not the case for the soundtrack. I hope it's just fucking.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm sitting there going, dude, how can you top BFG Division and Rip and Tear and like these?
Yeah.
How can you top this soundtrack? And so I'm just sitting here going, please be like a god, Mick. Like, please do this. I need this from you. Because I have no doubt it's going to be a good soundtrack. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm still going to go back and listen to the first game soundtrack instead.
Yeah.
But I mean, next year's going to be a big year. I mean, I'm very excited for Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's probably going to be my game of the year. Animal Crossing New Horizons is going to be great. And then we have the fucking new console launches. We are about to see so many new exclusives revealed at E3 that they're going to push out way too soon.
Sorry, just one more thing I have to get off my chest before we wrap it up. I don't know if anyone else knows. I know I paid attention to it because I'm super excited for this game. Ghost of Tsushima looks like it did a noticeable downgrade in graphics. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the
do
new
not
trailer
know.
for it.
I don't know if it's because it's on PS4 hardware for this particular one, because now they said it is coming out for PS4, but it's still going to be a PS5 launch title. So I don't know if the gameplay or whatever they showed, the trailer, is off the PS4 Pro.
I feel like it would have been a PS4 Pro because they're trying to hide as much gameplay from can until the fully announced, launch games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to jump in, I looked up. Leonardo DiCaprio lost to Matthew McConaughey
For Dallas Buyers Club. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. So
I never saw it, so.
It was a good movie, and the best picture was 12 Years a Slave, which Wolf of Wall Street lost. Which, to be fair, I mean, it was a way I really prefer Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know what they were thinking, but I mean, I guess because it had like a very big,
I'll put it to you this way: hookers and blow, AIDS research. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Compared to you, their volumes are kind of low. You tell me this now at the end of a 2-hour podcast, Nikki. Well, that's actually
that bombshell.
yeah, and that's how you end. I actually turned them up at the beginning too. Like Doom's at 184%, and Chrono's at 100. I can turn them up to 125. Not that it matters, because this episode of the show is over. But
we can always get that sound test ready for the end of it, so it's ready for the next one.
And then it'll still be fucked on the next one. But yeah, thank you all so much for coming out and watching. Thanks for hanging out with Chrono, Doom, and I as we talk shenanigans, bullshittery, and dildos. And with that, we leave you with a very happy fuck you. Have a good night.
Hashtag fuck freaks catalog.
Hey, it's backlog.
See?
Bye, guys.